right? So I'm a little less threatening to them.
Yeah.
Although I do say, you know, if you're not going to get this done, I'm going to have to let your parents know.
Yeah. Well, you got to use your leverage, right? That's
Sometimes.
good leverage.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
wonderful though.
That's good. I'm glad. Well, you're still here, so I'm glad to hear you say that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I will come whenever I can.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while. Okay, Gigi Ta, I'm ready. I think we'll get started. We've got a nice small group here, and there might be a few more joining in as we move along. Just gonna shut my window. My kids are yelling. There we go. I'm a little worried my guest speaker, John Turner, isn't home from work yet. So that's my husband, John. So I hope, yeah, pulls in pretty soon. If not, you'll be hearing me sing a song, which nobody wants to hear.
Well, better than listening from me.
Oh, okay. Kwei, Kim, I see you signing in. So we're going to get started. I want to thank Heidi for working her magic at her end to host and set up our Zoom and to post our agenda and a few other items this evening. Kwei, miigwech gibajayik homa onakshigs. Thank you all for coming this evening. And Gitchman Wendam Wabminak. I'm happy to see all of you. Do Kinomagus Jinishnabemyang. I'm a learner. I'm learning to speak, and you know, I'm happy to share a little bit of what I know and do that with all of you. So thank you for joining me here tonight. And we will, Kwei, I see people joining in. I see Caitlin and Daisy and Kite and Luke and a few others here, Michelle, Kwei. So I think we'll start with something that, you know, is important in our lives every day. And I haven't been doing it in our other sessions. But I thought I like to do it every day in my class when I'm teaching, is to go over what the date is. And we just so easily use English. Kwei, Peyton, good. Why don't you guys teach this class, Peyton and Kite? I hear you're getting some good marks in high school, Nishnabemwin. That's great. Thanks for joining us, girls. I wanted to share what the date is in the language, and I'll share today's date, and then I'm going to ask Heidi if she could post in a minute or so. One of the handouts is about the days and the months of the year. So today we have Spinagun Gijgat, Namegus Gizis, Midachin Shijniwin. So it's Thursday, Trout Moon, and Midachin Shijniwin is 14. So I'm not exactly sure of the meaning of Spinagun, but I do know that many of the days of the week are reflective of Christian days. So I'll have to look up and see what Spinagun is exactly, but I do know it is reflective of some Christian day of some sort that it's recognizing there. So if you want to practice that at your end, you can leave your mute on, and it goes Spinagun Gijgut, Spinagun Gijgut, Nemegus Gizis, Midachin Shijniwin. So we're saying Thursday, Trout Moon, and that's 14. Now, Heidi, if you're able to, there was a handout I sent for the months and the days, if you don't mind to just share that. We're not going to go over this handout, but what I can do is share it with Heidi and ask her to post it on the Nishnabemwin Sagaswe Itawin, the commission's site on the TFN link. And for some reason, I think I might have had a spelling error on here. So if any of you notice a spelling error in all of these words, please feel free to let me know, because I couldn't remember it. I thought I found one, but I couldn't find it when I was looking to save it and post it for tonight. So we have on here is we have the months, which are Gizok, the month. So from January, it's the 12-month calendar. It's not the 13 months that you might have heard about before. Want to scroll down a little bit, Heidi? We'll go right down to the other part. Thank you. And then after that, we have the days of the week. Andi Ejagijagak Ogijagak. What day is it today? And then I list the days of the week there. And then following that, I've listed Gijagong, which are the seasons. We have Babon, Nibin, Tugwaging, and Ziguan. So we have the 4 seasons listed there. And if you go a little bit farther, scroll down a little bit farther, we have the numbers. And for the numbers, I only did up for the calendar. I stopped at 31. So, and I'm not going to go over all of them right now. These are kind of a whole lesson on its own in terms of practicing that. But I do want you to have it as a resource, to have some access to. So, okay, we'll leave that for now, Heidi. So I just wanted to share that with you, so you have that to kind of start. If you really wanted to, you could start putting those days together and the months together to have your own Nishnabemwin date in your workplace or at home or whichever. What's interesting though with the date is that it carries some of the cultural significance too. Like for example, if it's trout moon, well, we know there's certainly a cultural significance to the month of October, and it's reflective of what people would have been doing in that month. So I always find it interesting to see the learning that can happen just with some of the words in there. But we'll move on. So because that could be a whole big spiel. But I wanted to start first before we do introductions with a Thanksgiving. And those of you who have joined me before, the Thanksgiving, some call it a prayer, and I call it an acknowledgement, really, because we're really just taking time in the day to acknowledge some of the natural things in our lives that in our moments in our daily lives, we can forget or we'll forget to acknowledge. So Heidi, if you don't mind to post it. We call it Bill Katz's prayer or Bill Katz Thanksgiving. And the only reason we do that is because he shared it years ago when he was still alive and teaching and that, and he shared it with other people. And Joanne Vachon she learned it from him, and then she wanted the kids at the school to learn it. So Joanne, we went and visited Joanne years ago, and we got the prayer from her, and we did our best to write down what she said. And so we now share it with the kids at the school. And whenever we do any teaching or any sessions, we always like to share it. So we'll start in Nishnabemwin, and then we'll take a look at some of the words and what they mean, because again, in this Thanksgiving, there's a great opportunity to learn some vocabulary, that we can use in our daily lives. So at your end, if you can follow along while you're muted, you can say it along with me. Chimikwech gje minadu, gauja tuch dakimanan, ke kinagegon, ga ejnegok homa kimkan. Mitigok, zagi hagen, zibing, gigonsak, beneshi sak, wesayak, gitigos, mishkiki, minadoshan sag, minawacha nishnabek. We dokwiyang, wewenid dashkitoyang, we anishnabemyang. Migwech, gi mijayang, iosabamadzawin. So I'm just going to ask, just generally, if anybody I'm just going to ask, just generally, if anybody wanted to mention any words, can you just maybe unmute yourself and just share if you recognize any words in there that you know? So I'm going to kind of open that up to you guys. Can somebody share a word or two that you might recognize from words that you already know?
I can.
Can you say it again, Kite?
I think Beneshisak means birds.
Yeah. Yeah, Beneshi suck is birds. And anybody else? Putting you on the spot, everybody. Well,
think suck means fish.
yeah, Gigo suck is fish.
Mishkiki, medicine.
Yeah, Mishkiki is medicine. Anybody else recognize any words in there? Heidi, I'll put you on the spot.
Anishinaabe Myang.
Yeah, Anishinaabe Myang is the learning the Anishinaabe language. So in here, we'll go over the English translation just so you better understand. We're saying a big thank you to the Creator, not just for the homelands, but everything that's on Earth. And then more specifically, where it starts saying Mitigok, then we'll start listing those things. And there's the trees, the lake, the river, the fish, the birds, the animals, the plants, medicines, bugs, and the Anishinaabe people. And then we ask to have help to learn the language. And then at the last sentence, Miigwech Mijayang, Ilsa Bamadzuin, we're asking to we're thankful for giving us a good life. And there's that word Bimadzuin that some of you might have heard me speak about in our other sessions we've held. Bimadzuin is our good life. Okay, thanks, Heidi. So again, that's another resource that's available. That's something you can practice on your own. And wouldn't that be great to, like the kids at school and like John and I, we just practiced, every day, and we've come to say it quite comfortably. So, that's a good way just to practice rolling those words off your tongue, which can be tricky. So that being said, let's start with some introductions because, what's more important than us and who we are, and, making sure people know where we come from, and if we have a clan, we can identify where our relations are. So Heidi, if you wanted to share the agenda again and just scroll down a little bit. So this is a bit of a review because if you've joined us before, we've done this pretty much every session. So when you're introducing yourself, you want to offer a greeting, could be kwe kwe. Different places say different things. So for example, some Ojibwe people will say ani. In Nipissing, we would say anin. Some people say bojo. Some people say bonjour. Just kidding. If they're speaking French, of course. But let's practice the greeting, and then you're going to say who you are. And I like to tell my students, when you're introducing yourself, what a great opportunity. If you have a Anishinaabe nosewin, Kite and Payton, I know you guys do. If you have a Anishinaabe nosewin, it's a great time to use it. I was teaching today at the culture days in the community here in Langland, and I asked the kids to use their Anishinaabe name if they knew what it was, because we don't hear it often. And those names are what really carry some real value, and to show them the respect and the pride that those names carry. So if you have a Anishinaabe nosewin, a native name, then by all means, let's hear it tonight. And if you ever go to ceremony meetings, that's a good way to identify yourself. So I don't have a Anishinaabe name. I'll just say Kwekwe Patsy Indigenous. My name is Patsy, and I grew up in Sturgeon, but I've lived on Bear Island for many years. So I will say Bear Island is where I'm from. Makominising is how I say Bear Island, or you can just say Bear Island. Makominising, Donjaba, the Donjaba part is saying I come from. And then if you know your clan, then it's a great time also to share the pride that you have with you know what your clan is and the relations that you have in your clan. So we'll just go down to this bottom part where clans are listed. Dodem Wug means clans. And if you see behind me right here is the community flag right here. And on that flag are 6 animals, Nigudwachin, Wesayak, 6 animals. And these are the clans of the Temiagama Anishinaabeg. And I know there are other clans that some people have in the community and in the membership, but these are some of the ones that are on the flag for the community. And I just want to go over the names of those in case when you're introducing yourself, you want to use those names, those clans. So Dodem Wak means clans. The kingfisher is the first one, the top of the flag, Ogushman Sea. Then we have the loon, which is Hmong. The beaver, which is a Mick. The caribou is a Tick. Some people say a Dick. The rattlesnake is Jishigwe. And the porcupine is Gog. Or some people say Cog. Either way, they're kind of using the G or the K sound, and some people use it interchangeably. So those are the clans here. And so if you know your clan, then when you're introducing yourself, you're going to include the Anishinaabe word for the clan. So we will do the introduction. So I'll go first, and then I'm gonna put all of you on the spot to have a turn. Kwekwehatsi Dishnakas, Makominising Dunjaba, Migazin Dodem. So what I'm saying there is my clan is Eagle, and I'm originally not from Minising, so my clan is from the Nipissing area. So mine is Migaze, which is Eagle. So I'm gonna go to Heidi, and I'm gonna put her on spot first, and then I'm gonna come around to all of you. And if you don't know your clan, or not sure about something, then just leave that part out.
Kwekwe, Heidi Jobson and Dishnakas, Hillary and Dunjaba, and Jishigwe Ndodom.
Miigwech Heidi. Michelle, are you ready to give it a try?
Okay. Kwekwe, Michelle.
Kwekwe.
Nadishnikov.
Dishnakas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where would you say where are you from? Would you say you're from Duckymanan or Makominising?
Yeah.
Or
Bear
Toronto
Island.
or wherever you're living?
Bear Island's okay.
So yeah, you could say Bear Island, Dunjaba. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ndunjaba. That's good, Ndunjaba. And then if you know your clan, or if you're not sure,
No,
you're good.
thanks. Yep.
Miigwech, that was good. Okay, Melanie, we're gonna put you on the spot.
Okay, I will do my best.
Kwekwe.
Kwekwe, Melanie.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Nosbin Singh Corbeil Dunjaba. Miigwech.
Uh-huh. Okay, Miigwech. Katie, Gintam, your turn.
Kwekwe, Katie Lerone Dishnakas, Tamagami Donjaba, Atik Dodem.
Okay, what was your clan? Because it kind of went wobbly there.
Oh, Atik, Caribou.
Okay. Miigwech. Miigwech, Katie, that was good. Luke, Kwekwe, we see a picture of someone taking a picture of you. Let's hear your voice. Say quay quay.
Quick. Yeah, I don't know how to do any of this. I guess I'm just watching. This is the first time I've ever seen any of this kind of thing. So yeah, I'm not.
Good. Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Are you
I'm
now?
gonna put you on the spot. Yeah. You're gonna say Luke Ndishnikas.
Okay. Luke
Luke,
Indishnikas.
I'm gonna help you. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, where would you say you're from? Like, where's your home? Like, you want to say Macomb, like Bear Island, or
Yeah,
did
sure.
you grow up somewhere?
I would say Bear Island, yeah.
Yeah, where?
I would say
Well,
Bear
let's say
Island.
Bear Island,
Yeah,
Donba.
would be for that.
Yeah. Okay, so now we can say Macomb-Minising. That's how you would say Bear Island. So it's that
Okay.
Macomb-Minising.
Macomb-Minising.
There you go. You've just said Bear Island. Donjaba.
Macomb-Minising
Donjaba.
Donjaba. Macomb-Minising Donjaba.
Excellent. You got it. And do you have a clan? Do you know your clan?
I think my grandfather said Loon. So my grandfather's Dwayne Potts, you probably know that. So it would be the same as
Good.
his if you know it.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Good. Well,
so-
let's say Mong, and that's something
Mong.
you can check with your grandpa. Yeah, Mong Do Dem.
Mang no dem. So wait, hold on. What's the full thing then that you're asking for me to say? So not Patsy, right? Patsy is your
Yeah.
name. Wait,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my name. Don't say my
Okay.
name. Yeah.
Luke Indishnikas.
You're gonna do it again.
Miko
Minising.
Okay, hold on.
Oh,
Computer break.
Minising.
Miko Minising Nunjaba Mang no
Uh-huh.
dem.
That
No
was
dem?
excellent. That's how you learn. So you're
Okay, well, thank you.
already learning. So right on. I'm glad you gave that a go there, Luke. Okay, Kite Gintam. Miigwech, Luke.
Quay Kite or Kitagwaga Megizakwe Indigenous Cause. Macomb-Minising and Donjaba North Bay.
Of course.
Mong and Dondam. Ginma.
Good. I'm glad to hear you say your Anishinaabe knows when. That's excellent. And Peyton, I know you're there, so you're next.
Peyton's actually gone to the washroom.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll get her after. She thinks she's fine. Okay, we'll move on to Caitlin. Quay, Caitlin.
Quick. So Caitlin and Morrison Indigenous Cause, Torontoing and Donjaba, Hmong and Dodem.
Miigwech, well done. And we're going to go to Daisy. Gintam, Daisy.
Quake, Daisy, Indigenous Cause, North Bay, Ndonji, unfortunately.
Good.
Dump Bear, Ndodem.
Dumb bear.
Dump Bear, Clan of the Dump Bear.
Okay, that's funny. Okay,
That's
so
Randy's
we're gonna
line.
go, Miigwech, Daisy, we're gonna go to Kim. Okay, I figured. Miigwech, okay. Kim, Gintam, your turn.
Kwe Indigenous Cause, Sharshqua, Dichko Kwe, Macomb-Minising, Ndunjaba, Dep Ndodem.
Miigwech, Kim, Miigwech. Mazzy, I see you're out there. I'm coming over to you next. Are you awake, Mazzy?
Okay,
He's
good.
I have to go to settings.
he's just use mine. Use mine.
Okay.
Kim, you want to mute yours, please?
I did. No? Oh,
No, we can hear you. Okay, thanks, Kim. Mazzy must have fell asleep then. That's okay.
As he's here,
Maybe
he's just
shy.
his
Is
mic
Peyton
doesn't
back
work.
from the bathroom? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, his mic doesn't work. Okay, that's okay, Mazzy. Yeah, that's okay. Is Peyton back from the bathroom, Kite?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, go ahead, Peyton.
Okay, wait, Quay, Indigenous Cause,
I'm Makomanising in Dunjaba, North Bay and Dodem.
Uh-huh. Kawin, North Bay and Dodem.
Oh shit. Oh, sorry. Oops. Augusta Lee and Dodem.
Yeah, I thought so. She said North Bay's my clan. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to put you all on the spot, and it's good to hear that because it's good for you to practice it, especially if you're most uncomfortable doing it, then all the more reason to do it, right? Especially you know, we feel bad and our hearts go out to all the residential school survivors and the bodies being found at the schools and everything. And, you know, there's not a lot we can do, but the best thing I think we can do is to use our Anishinaabe use a Anishinaabe at any time, because that shows that it's still here, and it's even more beautiful if you use your Anishinaabe nosewin and introduce yourself at ceremonies, circles, or meetings in the language. That's what you can do. So it was really nice to hear all of you work through that to do your introduction and to use your Anishinaabe nosewin, your Anishinaabe names. There's pride in that too. So really nice. You just made my evening. Okay, so we'll move on. If Heidi is so kind as to scroll up a little bit more, we're still doing a little bit of review. Oh, someone's got a hand up. I always miss those. So go ahead if your hand is up, Daisy.
Hi, Mazzy wants to give it a try. He's ready to go.
Oh, of course. Okay, Mazzy. Kway Mazzy. Oh, he fell asleep again. Goes in.
Is it working
Goes
now?
in means wake up.
I have to use my mom's phone.
We can hear you.
Mine's
That's
not working.
okay.
Mazzy Indigenous cause. Do I say where I'm from or where I live?
Makomanising is where you're from.
Oh, Macomb.
Yeah, say where you're from.
And Mongdodem.
Miigwech. Mazzy, a quick question. Is your name Mazzy short for your Anishinaabe nosewin, for your full Anishinaabe name?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Can you share what your Anishinaabe nosewin is?
Yeah, it's Meshkausen on Nibwinini.
Well, that's a beautiful name, and definitely something for you to introduce yourself with pride. So thank you for sharing that. Well done. Okay, we will move on. We've got some more review to do before we get to a few new vocabulary words that I wanted to share. You know, as we've mentioned before, some of the most common words we use, that's when I'm teaching on here and in my classes, I like to do common words because that's what we use the most. And it's good to learn, if we can, to use that in Anishinaabe. So one of the most common things we say to people is, how are you? And in Anishinaabe, we say Andi Eja Bamadzian, and it means like, how are you living? So, and then some of the most common phrases that people answer with, I've listed a few of them. So Andi Eja Bamadzian is the question, how are you living? Nimino Bmadis, I am living well. That's the most common one we're going to say. We usually don't get into all of our woes and woos and everything when, you know, people ask us quickly. So Nimino Bmadis is I am living well. But, you know, if you want to be a little more honest, you might say Ndakwis, I'm sick. And if you want to be really honest, you might say Git Tim, I'm lazy. So depending how honest you want to be, you know, those are some common responses. And Git Tim, the students at school like that one, and they'd always say Git Tim when I ask them. So they like to say they're lazy. But anyway, so we're going to go over this. If you know any other responses, you know, Nuiwi Sin, Nui Naba, anything, feel free to chime in with a different response if you know one. And if you don't know one, then I'm going to ask you when we ask the question, I want you to answer Nimino Bamadis. Nimino Bamadis. So that's going to be your response if you don't want to share one on your own. Is Dad home yet? Oh, wait. Is Dad home yet? So is Daddy home? Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask Heidi, then Heidi's going to ask the next person. You know what we'll do, right, Heidi? Okay. So Heidi, Andi Esha Bamadzian.
Nui Naba.
Nui Naba. Okay. You want to tell everybody what that means?
That means I'm tired or I want to sleep.
Yeah, I want to sleep. Okay. So Heidi's going to ask Michelle, Andi Esha Bamadzian. And Michelle, you're either going to make up your own or you're going to say Nimino Bamadis.
Michelle, Andi Ajibamadzian.
Nagitum.
Oh, good one. Okay. Okay. Now, Michelle, you're going to ask Melanie, Andi Esha Bamadzian.
Okay. Melanie. Onde Ashe Bamajuan.
Camino Bamadis.
Miigwech, Michelle. Now, Melanie is going to ask Caitlin, Andi Esha Bamadzian.
Caitlin, Andi Eji Bamadzian.
Yeah, Bamadzian.
Bamadzian. Bamadzian.
Minnow Bamadis.
Very good. Miigwech, Melanie, and Caitlin's going to ask Katie.
Katie, Andi Esha Bamadzian.
Kwekwe Mino Bamadis.
Very good. Katie, you're going to ask Luke.
Luke Adi Eji Bamadzian.
Minnow, but not this. Yeah, Jesus.
Great. Yeah.
Nice.
Good job. Okay. Now, Luke, you're going to ask Kite and you're going to say Andi Eje Bamadzian. Give it a try.
Andi
Okay?
Benads then Kite.
Thank you.
Nimino Bamadis.
Very good. Miigwech, Luke. Well done. Kite, you're going to ask Payton.
Payton, Andi Esha Bamadzian.
Ndakas.
Oh, okay. Miigwech, Payton, you're going to ask Daisy.
Daisy Anda Eja Bamadzian.
Nigitim.
Okay. Miigwech, Payton, and Daisy's going to ask Mazzy if he's still beside her or if he's in another room.
Mazzy, Andi Eji Bamadzian.
Good. And
Nagitim.
okay, typical teenager. Okay, Mazzy, you're going to ask Kim. Andi Eje Bamadzian.
Kim Andi Esha Bamadzian.
Nagitim.
Miigwech Kokmis. Okay. Okay, that's everybody. I think everyone had a turn. Okay, we're good there. We're gonna move on. The next most common thing people are saying to each other is about the weather, right? Andi Ejawe Bakujing. Either what's the weather outside, or we're complaining about it. So Andi Ejawe Bakujing. What's it like? And the Guijing part, just so you know, is the outside part. Okay, so Guijing is outside. Andi Ejawe Bak Guijing. Some of the common answers you might use might be cloudy. Nagokwan. Nudin is windy. Ksina is cold. So those are just some common ones.
Gamewan.
Gamewan is it's raining. So you can add in any response that you want because I know some of you know some other answers. So I'm going to ask Heidi, Andi Ejawe Bakwajing, and just pick any one if you want.
Nudin.
Okay, so Heidi now is going to ask Michelle.
Michelle,
Andy?
Andy Eji Wabak Gojing.
Mhm.
All right. Give me one.
Give me one. Oh, good one. Okay, Michelle, Miigwech Heidi is going to ask Melanie. Andi Eje Webak Wajing.
Okay. Melanie, Ande, Asia, Webak, Gojin.
Nuden,
Miigwech. Okay, Melanie Gintam, your turn. Andi Eje Webak Wajing.
who am I asking, Caitlin?
Oh, yeah, you're asking Caitlin.
Okay, Caitlin, ande aje wabako jing.
Na.
Caitlin, ande aje wabako jing.
Kisina.
Okay.
Kisina.
Okay, Caitlin. Miigwech, you can ask Caitlin if you could ask Katie.
Katie, Ande Ejer Wabakujing.
Nagokwan, cloudy.
Good one. Okay, Katie's gonna ask Luke.
Luke, Andi Eji Wabakujing.
Nagokwan? Did I say sorry? What was it?
Thank
Nagokwan?
you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, Luke, you're going to ask Kite Andi Eja Webak Gwajing.
Kite Andi Eje Webak Go Jing? I don't know.
Gwajing. Yep,
Jing. Yeah, thanks.
good.
Kishide.
Good one. She said, do you want to tell everybody what you said there, Kite?
I said, it's hot outside.
Yeah, because your day. Okay, Kite's going to ask Peyton.
Peyton, Andi Eshababakujing. Also Kishide.
Okay. Okay, Peyton's going to ask Daisy.
Daisy, Andi Eja Wibakujing.
Chinuden,
Mhm. Good one. Now, Daisy, you added a word to the beginning of note, and do you want to just tell everybody what you did there?
big win, ch.
Yeah, she added a prefix to the word to make it bigger than just your average wind. Okay, Daisy's going to ask Mazzy.
Mazi, Andi Eje Wabakujing.
Nagukwan.
Way to go. Mazzy, can you ask Kim?
Kim, Andi Aji Wabakujing.
Snowden.
Uh-huh. Kukumis, can you ask me what the weather's like outside?
On the Asia, we back the Jing.
Chigumewan. Big rain, lots of rain, right? Okay, very good. So let's move on. There was another, we'll just keep going up. There were some other words I shared a couple times in the last couple of sessions. And again, I'm picking common words that we commonly use, of course, in our homes and that. And why I picked these words is because we spend so much time in the kitchen. Some of you, to learn and practice the vocabulary, you might want to put little signs on either stick-its or posters or whatever in your kitchen and label some of these things. So when you're grabbing your cup, you could say minikwegan, or your plate, onagan, your fork, bidakagan, your knife, mokman, your spoon, emkwan. So those are just simple words that you can make use of. So we're not going to go to everybody to say these, but at home, if you leave your mute on, I just want you to repeat after me for practice. Minikwegan, minikwegan, onagan, onagan, bidakhigan. Some people might say bidakhigan, kind of leaving the H out. Bidakhigan, bidakhigan. Mokman, mokman. Emkwan is the last one there, emkwan. Now, Other communities, other speakers, other teachers may have a different pronunciation or a whole other word for any of these. And if you know another way of saying it, then then you're fortunate to know more than one word. One way of saying any of these words. So one way is not wrong. 2 ways is even better, right? When you're learning language. So very good. So I challenge you, I ask you, if you really are, working on language, make little signs, post these in your kitchen, and, throw that Anishinaabe in there when you are grabbing and doing something. So I wanted to move on. I realize when I'm teaching in the last few months that I've had some of these sessions is, one of the most common words we use is yes and no. And I just used it. I use it when I'm speaking with people, but I've never shared how you might be saying it yourselves. So I thought, well, let's go over, a few more common vocabulary that you could, incorporate into your daily life. First one is yes. Not dawned on me to add that to our vocabulary list. But anyways, how you would say it, you might say eh. More commonly, people say eh. And there might be other ways of saying it, but for myself and around here, we would say eh or eh. All right. And then for no, I put the same word, one with a K and one with a G, because again, depending where you come from, depending who your teachers have been, you might say Kawin, you might say Gawin, and some people for short form say Ka. So my mom was from Nipissing, and some of my teachers I still have in Nipissing, and they use the G, Gawin. But I find it must be from up here or in other learnings I've done. A lot of the times I say Kawin. So again, it's however, you're comfortable to say that. And then, I noticed in Heidi's, in the BI Blast, and then at a meeting last week, or the TAA meeting, they were talking about it, their fall assembly. And I noticed that I say it differently, the word for fall. At school, and this is from some learnings we've had with Tilly Turner over the years, Weishkut, a long time ago, I learned Tagwaging is for fall. And then I seen it on the poster for the TAA assembly, and it was Tagwagin. So again, very similar. You can see the similarities in there, again, how people have come to pronounce it. There's my singer and my guest speaker has just popped in. Kway, John. Can't hear you, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll get to you in a minute there, John. So then when I wanted to share a little bit about how to pronounce fall in a couple of ways, then I thought, well, Babone is coming, so we should mention Babone. And then in the spring is Ziguan, and then in the summer is Nibin. So I wanted to share what the seasons are. Again, some more common words that we use, every 4 months it's changing. So no, every 3 months it's changing. Not every 4 months. Okay, very good. So what I'd like you to do with your mute on is you're just going to repeat after me. Eh or eh. So you're going to practice that eh. Yep. Kawin for no. Kawin. Dagwaging. And I'm going to say it the other way too. Dagwagin is the other way that I've seen it on the poster last week. Babone. Ziguan. See, I say it differently than Kim over there. And Nibin. Very good. Very good. So I know we're already getting to 7:16, and John, thank you for joining us.
John's gonna sing.
John's gonna sing. John, I have you on my agenda to sing, but I thought you'd be home and have your Dewey gun with you.
Yeah, I forgot. I was trying to get a post in here, and then I realized, oh, there's language.
Gadayan
So-
na Dewey gun with
Kawin.
Kawin. Okay, so we
After.
won't hear you sing. I was gonna ask you to sing the song you sang at the assembly, but that's okay.
Koi koi nuki nini.
Quick.
Quick. For those of you who have not met John, Din Neem, that's my husband, Din Neem, John Turner Jinkaza. His name is John Turner. So John, what I wanted to ask you is if you could just share a little bit about the words Makominising, which is Bear Island, of course, but also what Daki Minan means, and a little bit about some words that can be helpful for us to understand Daki Minan, just a little bit. But I'll have to just remind you briefly, if you can do the brief version of it, because I know this is a course on its own, right? Right, Kim? So it could be a lengthy discussion, but you know,
It couldn't be.
it could be a whole course, I think. So, you know, if you could share a little bit, that would be great. And I'll stop talking.
Okay. Makumanising. I'm just going to talk about the Bear Island version. I have heard that it may have been a name for the island, like after some type of berry, but I'm not entirely sure that's the case. So I can talk about the Makumanising. That's well, Makwa is a bear. It's a black bear specifically because the word refers to like when you're kind of waking up after a long sleep, and that's what the black bears do. So Minis is an island that has rocks on it, predominantly Minis, and then the ending you hear Makumanising. The ing is just refers to in the language they have that ending. It's called a locative, the location. So Makumanising, you're talking about the place, Bear Island, there. And in Daki Manan, the word aki or aki is land. And then if something, well, do, you could say the ND sound, ndo or ndaki, depending how the ending of the word goes, you're referring to our or my. Like aki, if you put an M on there, that means something that's kind of like belongs to you. Like I could say, ndikwe is my woman, ndikweem, my my woman, with I put the M on the end, ndikweem. So that's Patsy. But so when you say ndakim, that's the old word for a family territory or hunting ground, ndakim. And then there's I run out of fluent speakers to consult with because there's two possibilities. What I suspected is when you say dakim nan, is you're putting a plural, that's an inanimate plural, onto that word. So when you're saying dakim nan, that's a group of family territories, and I think that's certainly reflective of the land, dakim nan. If it's a long a at the dakim manan, then or dakim mana is just referring generally to this territory, this large territory. But dakim nan kind of recognizes that within this territory, there's a number of smaller territories. So And then the other thing is that we were just talking about at the assembly, because some of our old posters, you know, it says Kadaki Manan with a K. And in both of these cases, if you say Ndaki Manan or Kadaki Manan, you're saying our land. But if I was speaking at an assembly to a group of Tamiyaga Anishinaabe, I would say Kadaki Manan, because it's our land, meaning that you're part of the our. Whereas if I was speaking someplace like in Tamagami or North Bay to a group of North Bay citizens, I'd say Ndaki Manan, but if I'm talking about our land, but not meaning it's not your land, but it's our land. You know, so in English, you don't have that distinction, but you do in the language, which makes it a little bit more specific. So that's Mkumnising Daki Manan. What's another one? Timiagami. Tamagami. So the Timi, Timii, Timi, some Ojibways will say Time, they'll switch it around, but that's, or Dimi is, refers to something that's deep. And that in itself could be like a deep valley. It doesn't, we're not talking about the water necessarily yet. To me, Agam, you got to be close with these. Agam, to me, agaming would mean like on the cross the lake. But if you say agaming, to me, agaming is the shoreline. So you're referring to a lake in a shoreline. You're in the putting deep on the front. Again, the ing or iing, Timiagming, refers to the location. And when you hear words, in a way, you kind of read in English, you read them backwards. So you say the place of the substantial lake, where the shoreline, it's deep, so it drops off deep at the shore. Would be, I guess, how you translate that meaning into English. Timiagamin. So, and you can hear, you say different pronunciations. Timiagama. Timiagama is refers to the deepness of something, but you could say Timiagama referring to, like I say, a valley, like up at Chibajing there's the biggest valley. Like, you know, you could say Timiagama. It's not, it's kind of complicated, but that's why you gotta, you know, the A sound can't be, it has to be not ah, because it changes the whole meaning. So what other words do we have? The fun one, Kabakwak Nagadier. You're on mute, Patsy. Kabakwak Nagadier is that little gravel island out from the Graveyard Point. Get sand.
I was
there.
on mute. I couldn't tell you that was good.
Okay, the Kabakwak Nagadier. See, I remember hearing
I thought
that.
you were saying
What?
Gadagadiamin. Gadagadiamin. Tell them what that one is.
Knug is like itchy. Da is like your bum, and
Itchy
min
bum.
on the end.
Itchy
is,
bum place.
Itchy
Yeah.
bum berry. It's they come up in the fall. They're like look like little apples. They're maybe half-inch diameter. They're red, and inside is white. Amy Moore showed me that. I was at Graveyard Point with her when I was quite young, and she said these are Kanakadiaman, and she told me what that meant. Itchy bumberry. And when I was in language class down at Wiki, you know, they were asking what's all the berries, you know. So I used that one. Of course, they understand what it means, and was laughing. And one person from West Bay, one older lady, she heard of that and she knew what it was. So yeah, that's out there. I guess if you'll notice afterwards if you indulge in that berry the next day.
Okay. John, Miigwech. Gibaja, thank you for coming out.
Jim Miigwech.
Yeah. Oh, look, Katie Larone is crying, laughing so hard.
Please show
Miigwech.
us a picture of that berry so we never eat it.
It's for you to find out. Yeah. Okay. Miigwech, John. Gawabmin nanage.
After what?
Yeah. I can't hear you if you're talking, John, but anyways. Very good. Okay, so we're going to wrap up. And the one thing I'd like to do at the end of our sessions is I'd like to go to each of you. I'd like you to think about what's one word you can take away from today. If one word's sticking in your mind or one word that you're going to try to use or whatever. So I'm going to come around. And I'm going to pick somebody. I'm going to go to Katie Larone first. What's something you can take away from today?
I really liked how you talked about the months and how they actually mean something, like trout, like the month of trout or trout moon or something. And I never thought about that before. Like I know there's strawberry moon and like there's probably blueberry or something, but
yeah,
I like the idea that that actually means something. So I'm gonna notice that for sure when I talk about what date it is or season.
Good.
So yeah.
Thank you. And you will post that list so you can refer to it and see the other words that you could reflect and use as well. Miigwech, Katie. We'll go to Kite.
I was gonna say the same thing because I remember learning the months like in my LMLC days, but in high school at Ojibwe, we kind of don't go over the basics, so I've forgotten a lot. So
good.
I'm gonna remember the months.
Thank you. I thought you were just copying Katie. Okay, Payton, what are you taking away from tonight?
Kisina.
Right on. Okay, Caitlin?
I'm going to take away the deeper meaning of Kimanan. I hadn't heard that before, and sort of the explanation of like the collection of family territories that really stood out. Because I've heard, in Kimanan, how we talk about it, but never fully appreciated that deeper meaning about, the recognition of all of the family territories making up Kimanan. So, yeah.
Excellent. Good. Luke, what about you?
I'll take away the experience, I guess, to say words. Yeah,
good. Come back next time and we'll put you on the spot again.
for sure.
Okay, Melanie?
I have so much to learn, but I'm happy to be able to say Ande Eje, Bamanjian, and Namino Bemades. And for my students, I need to learn and Kawin.
Right on. Perfect ones for you to use. Heidi?
So yeah, I'm thinking about the basics as well. The yes and no I'm going to use I'm going to try to use on a day-to-day basis. And I'm thinking about earlier today or yesterday, I guess it is at this point, when you were explaining modest as opposed to modest. So
yeah. Good. Thank you, Heidi. Kukumis, what are you going to take away from here tonight?
Dekimanen.
Miigwech. Okay, Daisy? Oh, Daisy fell asleep. Okay, we'll come back to you later then, Daisy. Michelle, is there some? Pardon?
Okay. I think the M.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Daisy? Okay.
Yeah.
Daisy.
Sorry, I have a technical idiocy here.
That's
Nikitim.
Get Tim. Yeah.
Can you tell me how to say you are lazy to my children?
Well, for you to say you're lazy, like get Tim. So if you're going to say you are lazy, then you're going to say, replace that first N with a G, get, which gets awkward. So then you're really just saying get Tim.
Get Tim. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Okay, Michelle.
The house object, like the M-Quan, and I'm going to.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to label my dishes in my cupboards now.
Right on. Excellent. Okay. That's good to hear. Who did we not? Oh, we got Melanie. Who else didn't I get? Remind me if I didn't ask you yet. Who?
Mazzy.
Mazzy. Okay. Is he still awake over there?
Yeah.
Okay, Mazzy, tell us one thing you take away from tonight.
The word noggin, because I knew there was a word for plate and stuff, but I didn't know that there was one for, I knew there was one for cup. I didn't know that there was one for plate.
Yeah. Excellent. That's smart. That's a good one. And, oh yeah. Is that everybody? Did everybody get a chance to reflect before we end here? Because I see somebody was asking, is it how to say you are welcome? Was that the question? And I just wanted to say the best way I understand to give a response to that is we speak English. And if you think about English, we have a heck of a lot of English pleasantries, I call them. You know, oh, thank you. Oh, please. Oh, you're welcome. And in Anishinaabe, when from what we've learned, like John and I, those pleasantries, those appreciations are included in the essence of the language. They were included in the essence of the culture. So in English, we always want to say thank you, and you're welcome, and please. And in Anishinaabe, those words aren't as easily there. You know, it's just an assumed, it's a cultural difference that we now as English speaking people want to use, but they don't necessarily reflect the language. So I don't have a response for you. I know there are fluent speakers who can make something up that, you know, reflects that, but I like to say that it's just an assumed pleasantry in the culture of the language that isn't there for English.
Patricia, is there a way to say, like, how do you say, like in Ojibwe? I teach English as a second language, so one of the first phrases I teach them is how do you say, because they're always going to ask how do you say. Mm-hmm. So in Spanish, como dice, right? How do you say?
Okay. Yeah, there is a way to say that. There's different ways of saying it based on who's speaking. I'm going to write something. I'll have to spell it for you or write it, but we would say Andi Ekadong plate Nishnabemong. So I'm gonna spell that for you. I'll have to send it to you but that's what you're saying is Andi Ekadong. How do you say plate? So there's your English word. Anishinabemong in the Anishinaabe language is what I'm asking. I don't know where the best place for me to write that is, so everybody could see it, but
chat box.
Do you want me to write it in the chat box? Because that way everybody could see it. I'm just going to see here if I know how to do a chat.
In my experience, it's a very common phrase because you're always asking, how do you say this? How do you say that? How do you say that?
Yeah. And for sure, because on my Facebook sites and everything, I'm going to spell it down here. Okay. How do I see everybody? See, I'm not.
Just go to the very bottom and go to chat.
Okay.
And click on chat and type it in the box where it says to everyone.
More. Okay, my chat right now is just to Kim though. And I don't know how to make it to everybody.
Press on the little arrow and choose everyone.
Okay, that's what I'm doing right now. Everyone. Okay. So yeah, what I was saying is I see that a lot on our Facebook, like with our other learners and everything. They're always asking, how do you say? And they often use this Andi Ekidong. And we'll just put a word in there for the fun of it. Oh. Please be patient with me. On de Akidong Anishina Mong. My spelling could be wrong, but basically that's what I just posted there. On de Ekidong, whatever your word is, I put please in there and Nishnabemwen. So that's somebody asking how to say something in Ojibwe. Now, sometimes we have Ojibwe speakers wanting to know a word and they want to know it in English, right? So they just changed the Anishinaabe into Jaganashmoen, which is like a white man's language. But we'll leave it at that for now. All right. Anything else before we go? Kawin? Gowab min minawak. Gowab min minawak means see you again. Gowab min minawak. No word for bye. Gowab min minawak. In a couple of weeks again, we'll have another session.
Miigwech Patsy.
Gowab min.
Miigwech Patsy Nishian.
Miigwech. Mama P.
Mama P. Gowab minem.